Hello, everybody. How you doing? Fall mixing today. Just trying to get a jump start on things. It doesn't have to be a finished mix. You guys want to start working on something, even if you work on something during the stream. Hashtag AFL. We'll go over it a little bit, and it can be something you're gonna improve upon. Get ready for the true fall season, which is coming up. Like Halloween's coming up. When as much as Lady Liberty wants me to do pumpkins, I don't think of that as fall as much as like harvest season. Like, we get closer to Halloween, I'll do pumpkin again. She's not happy about that. Um, I am gonna go over the one that is labeled fall from in here from Bob that he made for me last week that I mixed up and I just put in the burrow tank. First time ever using it, even though it is a stock coil tank. I just put it in there. Just took the first couple rips here just before the show. We'll do pumpkin later. I got great pumpkin fudge in here, which was just in a burrow tank. It was on the sup box just a little bit ago. That said, how is everybody doing? It is coming fall season. It's time for these fall vapes to start coming on, start refining them, having a lot of fun, enjoying ourselves. I really enjoy apple vapes in the fall, pumpkin vapes in the fall. Gonna do some stuffing this year. I didn't get a chance to last year because that's right when I got COVID. Was right at the time when we were about to do the stuffing. So we missed that last year. So yeah, when you're looking forward to making stuffing, that's an odd thing, right? Yeah, stuffing for a vape flavor. But yeah, it's good to see you guys. Just ready for this cool weather to start working, so I can get everything ready. At the same time, I'm missing summer a little bit, but not that heat wave. Dave, how are you doing tonight?
It's not hot where you are.
It's not too bad today. It's fairly decent.
Blazing hot right now. Like you're talking about
Oh,
fall. It feels like the height of summer out there.
oh. Okay, so we got Daniel here. Daniel's here. Tim B, good to see you. Good to see you both. Bob's here. Hey, Bob. Dave Lloyd. Hey, that guy. I haven't seen him in a while. Lady Liberty. Apparently, my bunny's going crazy. We've got. Well, I think that's all we have talking in chat so far. That's okay. The pumpkin taco choco. Yeah, choco taco. The choco taco is getting mixed today, but probably not live because that is quite a few ingredients I have to pull out of random places. But it is getting mixed today. We'll go over that in a little tiny bit here once I find it. I'm going to look up these things for a second. Now, Dave, you were talking about a couple things too that you were going to mix up.
Yeah, I'll do a strudel live on the show, and I also
Oh,
did a pumpkin pie. Yeah, pumpkin pie.
ooh, nice.
But like I was mentioning, it tastes like pumpkin pie, but not for me personally. I like pumpkin pie very spicy. That's
Oh,
what I was
Rocky's
going
got
for,
one.
but I didn't up the spice enough.
Okay, so you got the strudel. I will throw that up quick here on the screen. Like I said, I'm working on this. I'm looking into getting a third monitor ready for the year. Now that I have the room, the only thing is now it's so far over there. I'm gonna have to readjust. This isn't gonna work the same as it worked on the other.
With me, so hopefully screw this up.
Here he is. There's Dave. His down low camera. Gonna mix live. And quickly before I'll go right back to it so you can watch him mix it live. But I'll go over this really quick um, for everybody there. Get it so I can actually click it back. There we go. Okay, here we go. This is a strudel, hashtag AFL by Dave Lloyd. Apple cinnamon strudel, wonder flavors at 4. Apple pie TPA at 2. Buddha's hand citron at 0.12 from VSO. Cinnamon sugar silver line cap 1.5. I know that Daniel's laughing right now because this morning's joking. Cream cheese VSO at 1. And sweetener from Sucralose Flavor West at 1. It says
I'm
I'm
gonna
missing
pull it to Millen
ingredients.
and go way over.
I'm missing the strudel, I bet you. But yeah, that and then we'll go back to Dave actually mixing it live.
Can you hear me, Tim?
Looking like DeMillan over here is what he's doing. Looks a lot like DeMillan's setup. It's got the same scale, Just needs a new mat and he's all set. Daniel. Oh, Daniel's gonna get yelled at by Sam again. Yep, and then I do see here one by Rocky and another one from Bob here that we'll go over after Dave's done mixing this. Although actually the one from Bob is actually the Fall on My Palma Serrani, and that's the one I just put into the sup box. It's did he put a description on this? No description, but it's cooling agent WS23 at 2, green apple flavor at 1, green apple VSO at 2.5, lemon tea flavor at 1.25, lemon lemonade perulum at 3, pear VSO at 1, polar blast FA at 1.6, sweet VSO at 0.25, and sweet tea TPA at 8. I know he's been talking to me about adjusting some of it a little bit, but it's very good. Well, you got Dave here. I don't know. There's invites out there. Tim B, aka Knowles. Okay, so it's not super restricted, thankfully, with the stock coil setup. I don't have an RBA section yet, but I had to try that out, and the flavor's coming through nice. The cooling agents on the way in and out are working. That combination of the WS23 and a Polar Blast is a very interesting combination. Yeah, it's open invites for the mixers that usually are helping out on other streams as well. Saturdays are not as easy for some of them. Some people work on Saturdays. Some people are busy with Saturday things with the family. Getting on streams not so easy. It seems different watching him do this. See, my download camera is just all my Supbox stuff. Just sitting there because that's where I had it sitting and I was going over it earlier. Feel like Dave has a better light balance than I do. Yeah, Daniel has an invite. He just doesn't ever show up. Doesn't want to mix. I'm going to look at Rockies here, but I'll go over it after. That way that I can show it. Cranberry pumpkin bread by Rocky. Ooh. Ooh, Rocky, that looks good. That does look good. Ah, there he goes. Got it all mixed up, shaking it up.
This is the hot chocolate I made for Frank's show, and look how dark that is. Crazy.
Yeah, this is that chocolate, dark chocolate. The one I used the dark chocolate from Medicine Flower in with, but it's your recipe. I just replaced the double chocolate with clear with the dark chocolate. That's actually really good.
I think the double chocolate's an acquired taste.
It is.
Personally.
I don't mind it personally, but I can see where it's one of those ones that if you taste some pencil shavings, you're probably getting it off that one.
Yeah. And yeah. I find what I hear from people mixing is they think it's kind of like a cheap tasting chocolate, but something I'm used to.
Kind of. Yeah, it kind of is. That there, though, replacing that is, if anyone likes Golden Ticket, this is way better. Way better than Golden Ticket. That Medicine Flower dark chocolate's a beautiful flavor. Once it steeps, it is not great off the steep. Off the shake. You do need to steep that one.
Yeah, this is going to be a while before it steeps out.
Always good to see you, Jangles. Yeah, Rocky, I'm going to be mixing up the Choco Tacos. Just that one there has quite a few flavors in it that I have to dig deep for. And rather than having you just make a bunch of racket digging for an hour, looking like a jackrabbit. I don't hate this. The form factor on this thing ain't bad either.
Oh, it's a nice looking mod.
It looks better than I thought it was going to look. I'd be honest with you. When I thought black and yellow, I was kind of scared what this is going to look like or feel like. It's not bad at all. Not a bad screen on the bottom. I don't really love screens on the bottom, but it makes sense in this one. Plus, if any juice is going to leak, it's going to leak inside this groove anyways. It's not going to even leak down the side unless you lean on the side. Oh, let me go over the releases too. I'll get that up. Because Swaggy released a lot this week, actually. And Swaggy's not here, going to be here tonight. He's got something to attend. But he did say that the code is active and all set. So he should be all set. So code AFL for 24% off. Let me see, where are we at here? We already did all that. Man, Swaggy has had a busy year releasing. Everything is in the way of seeing my screen. This is fun.
He's a one-man show, eh?
Yeah, and you got to think, he is a one-man show. I apologize. These will all be cramped together, so reading them is going to be kind of OCD people. I apologize. But I don't want to go through and just split them all. But yeah, we have ATP sauce, which is Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire, however you want to pronounce it. W sauce. Just, I guess it's a copyright, so I couldn't use that. Chicken, beef, vanilla raw, pear raw, and watermelon raw. And I will say that chicken and the beef, if you're considering savory, it's worth a try. They're not what I expected. I mean, even Swaggy has given me the chicken and biscuits or whatever it was, chicken dumplings, and that was kind of like, smelled like chicken soup. You know how it's kind of got that almost nauseating smell when you open a can? It's kind of got that smell. Flavor's okay, but it smells like that.
Oh, I love that smell.
This one smells like roasted chicken. Like roasted chicken. I haven't played with the chicken, but playing with the beef, it is very much like an au jus sauce, or almost like a less salty version of, say, ramen noodle packet or something like that. But kind of the beef, like a little heavier on the beef. It's actually really tasty and surprisingly good. Not something I expected. When I made the beef stew thing, where's the beef? It's not. You can turn it up a little higher than what I did. I went conservative because I wasn't sure what it was going to taste like. You can definitely go higher. I know Swaggy typically tastes his regular flavors up to 14%. Even I believe that's pretty standard. His raw's up to 1.5%. I know he goes at least 10, but that's actually pretty good. It's breaking in the coil there, Bab. Uncle Bab. That's not bad at all. That'll be a good fall time vape. It's got a nice coolant to it, so it'll help me with the cold weather induced asthma if I get any.
That tastes good.
Yeah,
tastes good.
No, watermelon raw was one of them. Pear raw and watermelon raw. Pear raw is actually very interesting because pear has a lot of uses. And the pear was a little soft for flavor for the other, but it is a soft flavor unless you're pushing it. Yeah, it's not a bad mix at all, Bob. And if you get a final rendition flavor of it, maybe I'll mix that up too. I know you've been working with it a little bit, or at least talking about it a little. I'm going to vape up this one here the way it is now, though.
Apple cinnamon toaster strudel.
So yeah, Savory Week, which is kind of an interesting thing for Swaggy too. That W sauce, if you're looking to make a proper, it works good with the beef, is what Swaggy was saying. But also, if you're looking to make an actual Bloody Mary with the Worcestershire sauce in it, the W sauce in it, there you go. If you've been looking for that flavor to put in there, it's perfect.
I should have used baked apple in my recipe. Damn it.
Oh, Rocky, that chicken would work really well for that. I actually put them away, so I'd have to. No, it's over here. Let me smell that chicken again. Kind of give me a little bit of an update on that chicken because we didn't go over that much this week.
Yeah, Bob, I didn't think of that baked apple. Damn it. I would have used it for sure. I went with apple pie instead.
Oh, the baked apple. Yeah. Where is it? Where is the chicken? I know it's here. There's the beef. There's the bacon. Bacon V2. Anyway,
Now, what would you use to get a noodle flavor?
that's tough. Biscuit for the biscuits. I mean, you use quite a few options there. Like for one, if you want to get that starchiness to a biscuit, you can always use flavor of starch. I know you're here. It's caramelized sugar. Did I actually take care of the chicken? There's the chicken with the rest of it? Sorry about this. I thought this would be quicker. But I'm not seeing it here in this here. So maybe I put it with the other flavors?
Ramen noodles. Ooh, that'd be yummy. If you could nail that, that'd be really yummy.
It's really close. This is really close. As far as ramen noodles, Meter actually did that. He put it in ramen noodles. The beef.
Oh, and real
Mix it
ramen
in.
noodle. Yeah.
Yep, real ramen noodles. He put it in real ramen noodles, and he said it's really good. But to get the ramen noodle flavor, maybe we need Swaggy to work on a noodle flavor. Do we? We don't really have a noodle flavor, and there's so many things you'd like to do with noodle. You could do a rice. Jangles
I,
like, nope, I'm good. Jangles, Jangles, what do you like for a fall mix? Like, what is your like if dream fall mix if you that you possibly haven't had or do love? That seems like I got Jangles in here. I'll ask him. That's what I was thinking. Starch based with rice is probably one of your best option because that'll give you the yeah.
oh, there's so many things you could do with like chicken and beef, chicken fried rice, you know.
Yep.
So the chicken flavor, some rice, carrots, onion, a microscopic drop of garlic, VSO garlic.
Microscopic. Like cut that thing up with a razor
Yeah,
blade.
exactly. Mm.
But with the beef, I was thinking if you use the beef, a little bit of starch base, and then you maybe a little W sauce in there too. Mix those three along with a rice base. You can put that over
Oh,
rice, make like a brown sauce almost. That was thinking. I was thinking about that. I'm not doing it. Haven't done it yet because I was waiting until a little cooler season. Because when I really like to get into savories around Thanksgiving time. So around Thanksgiving time, you might see something like that, or maybe we'll see it from someone else's recipe coming in.
I love fried rice, but fried rice doesn't love diabetics, that's for sure.
No, so we get to enjoy it this way in a
Yeah,
vape
exactly.
form, and then you get rid of it. Pumpkin spice, but I'm way over that. I get jingles. That's why I actually prefer like I'm really liking Swaggy's Great Pumpkin Fudge because in it within I will tell you in the MTL you do get spice forward. It does taste a lot like a pumpkin spicier. Even after the coil goes through, it's still pretty spicy. But in an open system like an RDA, you don't get that. Only in a really tight MTL. Because apparently, you know how some flavors get muted, the sweetness gets muted, not the and the creaminess. Spice is still coming through nice and strong. Great pumpkin spice is a good option, but that's a simple one shot. Jangles, I think you would love it. If you're looking for a little less spicy but a nice fudgy sweet creaminess, like oh, that is such a good flavor. Did you wind up getting that, Dave?
Which one?
The Great Pumpkin
Yep, I
Fudge.
got it. I got it.
Such a delicious flavor. And yeah, this here, man, this could have easily been an ode to Golden Ticket, but better. See, Golden Ticket tastes a little more like Kahlua than does chocolate milk. Or does this taste more like chocolate milk, like a nice dark chocolate milk? Kind of weirdly, the dark chocolate notes give you that almost like carton vibe, like a chocolate milk from school. Like those old
Yeah.
school little. That's what this kind of is reminding me of, like a chocolate milk from school. Apples is I agree with you, Jingles. Apples is one of those things I like to play with it, but that's a very subjective flavor because everybody likes. It's just like apples. There's a what? How many different varieties of apples? How many different flavors of apples? Everything from a Macintosh, which is kind of mushy and brownish, like, and all the way to like a bright golden delicious or beyond, or a Fuji. You got that wide range of everything in between. Everything is better than RDA. The Hadley, I hate to admit it, and I do hate to admit this, but I haven't tried the Citadel yet, and I haven't tried the Bushido, I know. But I will say the flavor in this is pretty damn good. I am picking up nuances on some flavors I don't normally pick up in the Barrage, which is kind of what I was looking for. When I'm breaking down flavors for noted, I want to be able to break it down as best I can and get those kind of separate those notes so I can really taste them. And this is going to do that. I'm with you, Jingles. I usually use the tart apple like a Fuji. But when it comes to like apple pies, I always grew up where we had both in them. I don't know if anyone else had it. My grandmother always put like a Macintosh in there along with like a Golden Delicious or a Granny Smith to give you that every bite you never knew what you're going to get. It kind of messes with your taste buds, but in a good way. I wish you could do that with a vape, but you're going to get some places there'll be a balance. Unfortunately, you don't get, unless you don't mix it well, you're not going to get those different flavors, everyone. Yeah, she got the Goon 25 and then realized it was the Goon that I had and the one that melted the Delrin inside. So she's like, got it, and she goes, I don't like this. So apparently, I'm going to have a new Goon. And when the Citadel goes in, she's going to decide which one she wants of these. She's going to get one of these.
You also have to remember too, you got to tailor whatever adder you're going to use for the juice you're going to use.
Yep, tailor it, or maybe it might not even work in certain ones. You may have to tailor the juice as best you can. Something that I know this group's pretty good at, but I think it's something that people that don't mix don't realize. That's why they get a flavor in. Like even if someone loves a flavor house, certain liquid commercially, and then you hear someone else say, "Ah, it's terrible. I tried this terrible." What do you try it in? What do you vape on? That makes a huge difference on what you're tasting.
Right.
And just saying an RDA doesn't mean a difference either, because what type of RDA, what type of coil, what cotton you use can make a difference to some flavors. If someone you've noticed, the Great Pumpkin Fudge is a good one if you have it. You don't get all the flavor right away. You have to saturate that wick and give it a chance to kind of like saturate all the way through to a point where it gets that flavoring to the coil. Even if you pour it on the coil, it still doesn't saturate that coil with the flavor yet. And once it finally hits, that's where you get it. So your cotton can make a huge difference in that and how long the break-in is, and maybe even how it vapes.
And cotton is definitely as subjective as flavors, depending on who you talk to.
Not yet, Kerplop. I am looking at that, but I'm also now. She's gonna yell at me for saying this out loud, but I need RBA sections for this thing to try. Yeah, not going to go down it. It's not going to be too bad for me because I'm not going down chasing all the burrows, all the burrow tank bridges, because for me it has to be a loose MTL or a direct lung, a tighter direct lung. I can't do the really restricted. I'm not enjoyably. Yeah, I did. I threw the coils that came out of my Goon. Yeah, I gotta make her a set specific to hers. We know what it is. I'll make the ones that similar to the Toonie coils, just a larger version. Ian, good to see you. Is it? Is that the one you just mixed?
No, this is that banana coconut cream.
Is that the one that I made for Lady Liberty?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
I tested the one I just made. It tastes good, but it'll taste a lot better in a week.
For those of you that are looking for non-sweet, you're looking for kind of almost keto version, I will say that my midweek critique, my tart, is that savory almost type tart. It's not a sweet tart. It's a tart, like an old school tart you get for dessert that didn't. That has all the flavors there. Everything's there. It's well balanced, but it's not going to be one of those in your face sweetness. So if you want a less sweet vape, that's great for you. If you don't, then it's probably not one you want to mix unless you want to add a bunch of sweetener to it or bump it with something. See, her and her batteries.
Well, you still haven't ordered the batteries.
Oh, not yet. Not yet, no.
They're so cheap down where you are.
Not when you have to order as many as we want to order. It's a big order. Want to get all of them. Here, I'm going to actually fix this. That way, when I put it in again, it'll work better next time. Put all the separations in for this so it'll stop my OCD along with anyone else with OCD issues with this. I mean, this was Tuesday's drop for VSO, but there you guys go. It's ATP sauce again, W sauce. Copyright infringement stuff, so you can't use it. W sauce. Hey, Leo. I will say too, this it's called the Ultra Paradise by Monster. It's like a kind of a green appley kind of melony like flavor. It's pairing really well with, well, not with that. It was pairing really well with this. I keep grabbing that. It's actually this that pairs well with the Bob's mix.
Yeah, Bob, I'm the same way. Probably like $200 a year on batteries.
Yeah, easy. And it doesn't get better when you get more setups. And if you wind up flavor testing even more, because then you're sitting there, because you take a lot of rips because you have to like really break stuff down. And you're like, do I taste that? And then then you're like, if you're really questioning a flavor, you have to go for a while and you want to make sure that it's just that flavor. And if it becomes one I really can't decide, then I'll re-wick. And then you got to wait for the wick to break in sometimes to make sure too. I kind of like Lumi's idea of calling it Shire sauce myself, but that's just me. Because that actually, I like Lord of the Rings.
That still might cause a problem.
It still might. That's the only issue. Yeah, like Nightbot says, reach out to those who may be in need. You never know. It is that time of year where you got to watch out and look out for people that might have seasonal issues. Or maybe because of losses most recently that you know of. Or maybe something you don't know. You haven't heard of them. Entheon with a Hadion cap for bus testing. Nice. Nice, Leo. Stop ordering new. I have no idea what you're talking about. What new? Oh, by the way, Dave.
Yep.
Ready?
Yeah.
Sup?
Yeah. Bet you were waiting all day to say that.
As soon as it came in, I played the R-Truth theme song, and she's like, "No." Yeah, see, these higher end ones are. I mean, and there is a difference. I've been flavor testing with this for quite a while for the Barrage, and Barrage is a pretty solid flavor tester. But when you're really talking nuances, there is a difference. It's an amazing amount of difference between the two. Hi, Linda. Good to see you. Yeah, so let me check here and make sure there's no new recipes up on here yet. And I'll check the other sites as well. But yeah, please do. And please mix up for put some mixes in for midweek critique as well. We are still doing tart. We're still going to mix them up until, I would say up until 2 days before. And you never know, we might even mix one live if it's something easy. But I really enjoy mixing these things. I'll be honest, the judging of it kind of bugs me a little bit because I don't like judging because everybody has their own personal taste. And it also depends on what they have for flavors. Do the best you can. But so I it's tough. Oh, I still gotta go over Rockies anyway. Here you go. Let's go over Rockies real quick. I said it, but I didn't go over it. Here, cranberry pumpkin bread. Hashtag AFL. By Rocky Tooney. Banana nut bread TPA at 1%. Cornbread 101 at 2. Cranberry VSO at 1.5. Cranberry jam SSA at 0.5. Pudding based VTA at 1. Pumpkin VSO at 4. I know I'm missing that cranberry jam, unfortunately. Which stinks. Oh, that picture looks nice. What do we got here? Mixing theme is fall recipes. We decided on adding pumpkin spice after testing. Oh, okay. So it's almost like a cranberry pumpkin bread. True cranberry pumpkin bread with pumpkin spice. Which pumpkin spice did you wind up adding, Rocky? If you're here. I'm kind of curious on which pumpkin spice. I'm guessing Flavora, maybe? I don't know. Now that definitely reminds me of fall. I know I said I was waiting on a pumpkin, but pumpkin does remind me of fall, 100%. Probably Flavora. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Flavora. Oh, no spice yet. Okay. However, that looks really good, Rocky. If anybody doesn't know, I'll go. Also, got to do that. Got to find the one there. Okay, didn't see that, but we're going to do this. Mowgli made me. And I'll also show you why this isn't going to... This... Actually, I probably could now. I'd have to... I mean, those are still out. Well, maybe I can. I might do this live. All right, Rocky, you might get away with seeing me do it live, and she'll be happy as can be. But here you go. Mowgli made me do it. This is Rocky's Choco Taco. Crisp waffle SSA at 2.2. Dark chocolate medicine flour 0.4. Donut crispy flavor art at 0.8. Ice cream vanilla SSA at 1. Super sweet from Cap at 0.4. Taffy peanut butter wonder flavors at 1. And vanilla ice cream chef super concentrate at 1. Recently eating the tacos. Mowgli suggested make the FA donut crispy. That's a good idea. But look at this. Look at that. Now imagine tasting that. That's all I need to want to do that. High-end bougie Choco Taco. I mean, you're not going to... The only problem I have with Rocky's recipe is we're not going to get that stale, bland, icky, like, freezer burnt taste. But I can forgive that because it's going to be delicious. It's definitely going to be tasty. Yeah, it is weird. There have been people that were born, lived a full life to retirement age, and passed during the time that the Queen was reigning.
Yep.
Like, literally knew nothing different than her being there. Now, the difference is when she was younger, she had a few more people she pissed off back then. She was a little uppity. She got much calmer as years went by. She used to have a little bit of a attitude. Figure 70 years reigning. Isn't that insane? 96 years old, 7 years reigning as queen. Although apparently now it's good to be king because there is a king. Think about that.
He's 73, though. I don't know how much longer he'll be around.
Yeah.
Ian Thomas, I used to have a second aunt that reminded me of the Queen Mum. She always wore these crazy hats. Oh, my God. She was funny.
She did love her horses, Linda. Yep. I remember back when
And her corgis, her dogs.
Yep, that too.
Yeah,
She loved
shit.
animals.
Yeah.
Seems strange. Like literally, such a long rain.
Yep.
I isn't it probably? I think it's probably the longest rain ever,
It
isn't it?
is. It is. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, and you know he's not going to rain that long because he's already in his 70s, so that's
That's
not
right.
going to last as long. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. We
I
will
don't
never
know.
see another rain that long
No,
in our
we won't.
lifetime because obviously he's not going to have that long a rain, and would be around 70 years to see it probably. Unless you're really going to like expand on
No.
medical science, I don't think so.
No. I've already outlived my grandfather by 20 something years and my dad by 6. So my grandfather died. He was like 32 in 1940.
Well, happy birthday to Leo's mom, 82nd birthday. Happy birthday.
Wow.
That is awesome. I have seen there are a lot of birthdays during this past month. A lot of them. It was just Tom Lyford's birthday, too. I, you know, can't tell you how much it actually means to see this. I mean, feel like we should have like a quarterly birthday party. Maybe we should do that here soon at some point. Do a birthday. I do have a nice birthday cake already, but we can always do birthday cakes and stuff every once in a while. However, they've been done pretty hard this summer, so I would just say look at Wendy's stream. She had a few birthday cakes. They did one for DeMillan. They did a different version. I think they did a birthday milkshake for one, and then a
Yep.
birthday cake for the other for Wendy's. Yeah, Linda, I knew that. Tom lives like 20 minutes away. Yep. You guys, check out Tom too. Tom's actually got some really nice recipes out there. Not all of them are public, but you can always get a hold of some of his liquids too. They're pretty tasty. If you like Sad Boy and you've been having problems getting like the Shamrock Shake, he's got a really good rendition of that. Yeah, birthdays, man. Speaking of, we are coming closer on Halloween, Dave. What are your thoughts on Halloween? Where's it rank in your holiday succession?
Oh, not very high. I
Not
live
very
in a
high.
condo, so nobody can get in. So there's no kids. I've never had kids. I've been here 17 years, not never had one child come.
Not one
So
knock.
not one.
Ah, you ever get out and get to see any of them?
Not really. I kind of like hunker down because you know what? It's a very, very congested neighborhood. So you really don't want to even drive because there's so many kids everywhere running across the street and everything. So I stay home. And it's usually pouring rain and cold anyway. So
We have had some pretty bad years over the last 4 or 5 years up here in the Northeast,
yeah,
where it's either rainy or snowing. We've had some
yeah,
heavy snow for the first time on Halloween a couple times in the past like 5 years.
yeah,
Like heavy snowstorms, like we got snow squalls
yeah.
on Halloween Day. But Halloween is like decorations and stuff are amazing. We just went to Home Depot. Was it I think it was yesterday. We stopped by Home Depot to pick up salt for the water softener, and on the way home we saw that. Remember, Golf T got that one of those 7, 8, 9 foot tall like skeletons. We
Hmm.
saw that thing standing there. There were people taking pictures in front of it. That's how popular that thing was.
Oh wow.
And I got a picture of them getting pictures taken because I just wanted to see the scale compared to a person. It's like, damn, that thing's huge. And we didn't bother to stand in front of it though. But yeah, those things are huge. So if you really want some nice decorations, I'm not going to say they're cheap. If you want some good Halloween decorations,
They're
Home
not.
Depot actually has some good ones. Home Depot or what is it, Spirit of Halloween. Those stores there, amazing. I like Halloween. I like seeing the kids have fun, enjoy themselves. The only thing that's bad about it in a way is you get hopped up on candy. It's really not good for their teeth. Feels like it might have been a dental holiday more than anything else. Hey, let's ruin your teeth so that in the spring you get them fixed.
That's a good one, Rocky. Yeah.
Premature jack-o'-lantern. That's true. You know how many people do that though? They'll start getting pumpkins now and carve them, and then by the time Halloween comes, it's just one big caved-in mush. Yeah, I did try to get her to stand in front of it. We didn't do it, but I tried. I attempted. Wouldn't let me. See how that is? I tried to give you guys some, true content, but she wouldn't let me again.
I've noticed a lot of people starting holidays a lot earlier. So you're starting to see Christmas decorations like a good month and a half ahead of Christmas, Halloween, a month ish ahead of Halloween, Easter, same thing.
See, I kind of get Christmas to some degree, especially putting your lights out early. Putting them out in December could be a little dangerous with the way the
Yeah.
ice has been last few years. Well, like always in the Northeast. It can be a little bit hairy if you wait too long to get the lights out. But the other decorations and stuff, it's going to hurt if they're sitting on top of the snow a little. But then again, when you pay that much money for them,
Yeah, they're not cheap. I don't put out lights because the squirrels eat them.
I agree, Linda. I don't mind the snow too much. Snow, it sucks removing it, but I don't mind that. It's the ice that really gets to
Yeah.
me.
With the
That's where
climate
you,
with the climate change, we're getting a lot more ice storms, freezing rain and everything.
yeah, and it's like that glaze rain where it glazes
Yeah.
the roads, it glazes
Yeah.
your sidewalks. You walk outside to just go clean the ice, and you better have salt in your hand as you walk out the door because you're liable to go and slide down. If you're on top of the hill, you hit the bottom of the hill by the time you even. Yeah, I've walked out to go to the mailbox a couple times and fell on my ass.
Yeah. Me too. I don't even think I took one
Hey,
step and I
Fitty,
was on my ass.
Fitty, Fitty's making some. Fitty always makes good recipes, actually. Fitty, Rocky, and Bob, very, very, very active. Dave, you've been very active. Seeing more and more recipes goes up. Even if you go and look at ELR, don't put in a hashtag. Just look through there. Some of the mixes are going up there. I don't know who MTL Lover is, but MTL Lover strawberry cream cheesecake. That sounds really good. Strawberry banana medicine berry black tea. Okay, now I gotta know what that is. It's medicine flower. Okay, black tea medicine flower, blueberry medicine flower, mint medicine flower, wild raspberry medicine flower. So it's using all the same flavor house. Makes me curious on how all those are because I know that there are. It's one of those flavor houses where there's some flavors you need to get, and some flavors you need to kind of avoid. I'm kind of curious if all those are good ones, or if there's a couple of them there you'd be better off replacing, other than trying to make it in house. Sorry, I'm looking through these trying to figure out what everybody's been up to. There's a fritter, pink starburst. Trying to see what kind of themes everybody's going with lately. I would say the most fall themed I've seen so far, though, even looking on this, maybe fritters, but actually Rockies, cranberry pumpkin bread. That is so
Well,
fall. It's not even funny.
that sounds good.
It does. Just sounds like fall and just the name. Nothing says fall like cranberry pumpkin bread, right?
Cranberries in general.
Yep. And Dave Lloyd strudel. That reminds me of fall, for sure. So, what do you think needs to steep out here? Is another question for people that might join in or watch this later and not realize what flavors really need to steep. Looking at yours, I'm wondering what you think needs to steep.
In mine,
Yep.
I'm getting like because right now I tried it and I'm getting more of the spice background than I am getting actual apple. So I'm thinking a good 5 days, and I think it'll balance out. That's my thoughts.
Yep. If you do still end up a little bit too much spice and not enough filling, you have flavor apple filling.
I do, but I couldn't find it. So it's
Okay.
probably I probably made a mistake in some other basket.
Oh,
That was my
I've got a
first
flavor like
choice.
that too.
That was my first choice actually, and that then I couldn't find it.
There's just a little bit more spice in the TPA. There's quite a bit more spice actually. You get more of the apple than the other apple and cinnamon. So that might be a possibility, or brighten it with an apple. No big deal. If it doesn't steep out, it might. Apple cinnamon strudel might actually pull through a little bit better after it settles in. I do like the bit of Buddha's hand in there. That'll brighten it up just a little touch.
That was my idea, but I had to put it in real low because I didn't want it to
Oh
overpower
yeah,
everything.
yeah. Unless you're trying to make a lemon apple,
Yeah,
because yeah, Buddha's hand does punch. It punches through. It's not like it's super powerful in your face flavor, but yet it punches through everything else if you're not careful. Yeah. Let's see, some Nightbot put that in. I'll put this in again for you guys. That's what's released this week. As I said, Swaggy's not here, but he said the code is active. He sent it to me before he left. That is the most important part of these streams too, other than just trying to help out each other and keep everybody active, moving forward, and making great recipes and enjoying them, trying each other's. Yeah, vanilla raw. I know, Linda. Now,
and
I'm
pumpkin
kind of
raw is not
curious.
coming out. When's pumpkin raw coming out?
Pumpkin raw is, I think he said somewhere a little later. I'm not see. Pumpkin raw is the 18th, coming out the 18th.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another one to watch. Watch for the pumpkin raw. Although
What I am,
the pumpkin
what I
does
was,
punch really well. It
I
does.
was,
It's not one of the weak ones anyway.
I'm looking forward to the fudges you mentioned, but I haven't heard him mention it.
He hasn't said when yet on the fudges, and that's the ones I've been like ever since he mentioned them. I've been drooling. There's been a few flavors he's mentioned. The one I'm looking forward to too, I will let you guys know and start getting a little pump for. A couple of them. Got elderberry coming. That's one, and I believe he doesn't have it on here, but he did say something about raws releasing with the flavors from now on.
That's good.
So you might get the elderberry and the elderberry raw at the same time. Tea berry and huckleberry and boysenberry raw all at that time. Rose hips is another one I'm excited about. I do have that. Don't have the butter rum yet, but that's the one that's just like for me. Whew, you don't understand. There he is, Kerplot, butter rum, damn it. Yeah, that's 1018 as well. Anyone else impatiently waiting for 1018? I am. Oh, such a delicious. This is just one flavor house too that we watch closely like this. But Nom Nom on Nom Noms, they've had more releases again for SSA, I believe. We got the flavor. I got the Flavor West ones in. I haven't tried them yet. The new Flavor West ones that were just released in Bolt City. They came in just the other day. They're here, so it'll be interesting to see how these flavors turn out. They came in yesterday, actually. They're supposed to be in today. Oh yeah, I'm not sure he's announced. Yes, he has announced it, Fiddy. The super concentrates, which in some cases are insanely higher than the original flavor. They're going to be stronger than the raws. However, because it is made a different way when you use a super concentrate, it doesn't mean the flavors are going to be spot on same. It might be some of them better, some of them not. It might be exactly the same. We really won't know. Yeah, those extremes are they sound so good. I mean, it'd be like one of those things. You figure the raw, we had the lowbrow that Golf Tea Vapes mixed up. You add a little sweetener to that, you got a juicy juice, and it's got 2% flavor total in it. It tastes like something that's made with 10 or 10 plus. Now, if you figure that's a raw, imagine what a super concentrate would be like. Total mix, you mixing like 1% flavor? That's a possibility. A drop of this, 2 drops of that, a drop of this, 2 drops of this. Next thing you know, you got a banging flavor that you haven't, and that bottle will last you forever. Although it might be expensive, it will last a long time.
Well,
I can
definitely be
say
expensive.
it. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be much more expensive because it's going to need a lot more flavoring. It's kind of like these medicine flower ones. I can say that those are very strong flavors. They really are. You don't need a lot, and it goes a long ways. So even though I got the smaller bottles, they're not going to like disappear super overnight. Hopefully, they last until I get the full line of what I want to get, and then I can start reordering. Yeah, Fiddy, you're right. It's a good point. And yeah, I was serious, Fiddy, about the fact I was listening to you about them, and it wasn't fair because you aren't the only one, but you were definitely an advocate for medicine flower, and uh, can't say as I blame you. It's a very delicious flavor house. Dark chocolate is really on point. Dark chocolate has got that bitter note right on, spot on, which, for dark chocolate, you don't really get that without getting an off flavor. You've tried some of a lot of chocolates now, right, Dave? Quite a few.
Yeah, yeah, I do.
You know how easy, even if you don't get the pencil eraser note or the tire fire, you still get that off note sometimes on them.
No,
Like you even know,
I
no?
get the tire fire from coffees.
Ah, you'll get your Choco Taco. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Fiddy. That's why it's nice that we know people like you and Rocky and a few others that know which ones are really the ones to say no. Because when you're spending as much money on those, it's kind of like if you get the off note in one of Swaggy's creams, like Lumi's been talking about lately, it might not be the creams for you. But if you don't get the off note in the creams, it's some of the best creams out there for many of us. I get it off the shake a touch, but it goes away, and I think that's just because of the extraction methods.
I started doing what Adam does. I started venting the bottles.
Yeah,
You know,
yep. You can vent. Yeah, venting the bottles, airing them out like that used to be a
yeah,
thing. Burping your bottles
yeah.
used to be a regular thing, and then people just stopped doing it. But it is that's what you do it for is things like that because you just see you burping out that squeeze it just a little bit, burping
Yeah.
out any of the alcohol that might be on the surface coming out. Is it vapable like that? It's not going to blow up. You're fine. None of
No,
these
no, no.
flavors are that potent, and they have so much PGVG in them. It's not going to happen. But is there a touch of it in there? Possibly. Is it going to make it really into your lungs and hurt you? No. Putting your mind in the counter. Yeah, peach. Yeah, what was it? Was it Fiddy or Rocky put out that peach recipe recently? Was it Fiddy?
I
I don't
made a
know if it's that.
great peach recipe for a friend of mine. I don't know if it's if I kept it private. I think I kept it private.
I think it was Rocky. I mean, no, I think it was Fiddy that put out the peach. Yes, was it the peach cheesecake? Yes, it was the peach cheesecake recipe for the Super Sunday Mixing Show, and it uses the nectarine from medicine flower and the summer peach from medicine flower. And I was really sad about that. It also uses Italian cream from Hankston I don't have. So there's three things I really need here. But the peach and the nectarine, that's why I was asking about them that day. That just sounds good. Peach cheesecake. I had never thought about that profile, and that's actually really does sound good.
I did a peaches and cream
Is
for
there sweetener
a
in
friend of
there?
mine.
Sweetener. No, use super sweet from Cap, is what you used on there. Yeah. I mean, this is that time of year. Peach could work for a fall flavor too, because this is kind of late, the late end of harvest time for them. Just I'm getting excited. We're getting close to starting to make candy vapes again too, which I do like in moderation. Every once in a while, if I'm craving a little bit, I only crave them when I see the Halloween candies. You ever notice that when you see these end caps and they come out with some of the new flavors or some of the old good ones? You look at them, it's like, now I'm craving that. And Dave, you know as well as I do, we can't have them. So we look at them like, damn you. I need a vape to cover that.
Like caramel apple or something like that, or a candied apple.
Yeah,
The when they
well, Bob and Meter did a pretty good job with those ones, with the caramel apple. Between the two of them, they covered that craving for us when we finished those up. Which, if we get those cravings again, now I got to go to. Not a problem. Yeah, use the using Wonder Flavors medicine flower and yours. Yeah, nectarine. Yep. Yeah, thank you, Rocky. Thank you very, very much for that. That is it, and it ships quick. It did not take long to get here. It ships right out of New York. It was quick. I'm right next to New York, so it only took like 2 days, 3 days to get. Actually, it's on the weekend. I think it took 2 shipping days plus the weekend for medicine flower to get here.
they're not cheap, are they?
A Reese's pumpkin, but there's no pumpkin in Reese's pumpkin, is there? It's just pumpkin shaped. So basically, you want a Reese's peanut butter cup. I can't exactly make it shaped like a pumpkin for you. So I'm not really sure. Although, I bet you could make a peanut butter with a pumpkin, with Swag's pumpkin. It would actually be pretty damn good. Or maybe use a little of the great pumpkin fudge in it. With maybe, say, taffy peanut butter from Wonder Flavors. Because that one's pretty good. Taffy peanut butter, maybe with a touch of DX or something. You need something to kind of bring it back down a little bit. Well, now I'm kind of want to make a recipe for that. Because that sounds pretty good.
I made a peanut
And
butter
add that.
milkshake a while ago. It's good,
Yep.
but I couldn't vape it all day. No way.
Oh, that 4% of that in Wendy's milkshake, that peanut butter
That's
taffy,
what I did.
so good. Could have even turned it up more, I think. It was delicious. I made that for her, and I regretted the fact that she took it.
Too bad that you're so far away. She could have my bottle.
Didn't hit for you?
No, no.
Dude, that's it. That's the thing about peanut butters. Think about how many different flavors of peanut butter there are. We tried making a peanut butter milkshake with Swaggy's peanut butter. I like it okay, but she doesn't care for it because it's too natural. Natural, I have also noticed Swaggy's kind of blends into them. It doesn't stand out separate. Like the peanut butter taffy does. It stands separately. So you're getting like, it's like in your milkshake, but it's a flavor on top of it. Whereas Swaggy's, with it being natural, it kind of blends in and becomes a part of the milkshake, like with the creams. So you just kind of this like weird peanut butter cream. It doesn't so much taste like a milkshake as it does like a peanut butter cream. It's different.
I love real peanut butter, but vaping it, not so much.
Yeah, that's just, yeah, that too.
It is what
Now,
it is.
what peanut butters have you tried though?
Oh, I have a whole bunch. I'd have to look it up. But it's just, I don't know what it is. I love peanut butter in real life, but vaping it, I'll vape it, put it down for 2 weeks, and maybe take another hit and like that.
Well, we had because the chair, Bill,
Yeah.
he's the same thing. He can't put a peanut butter in a mix without tasting only peanut butter,
Yeah.
and then he gets bored with it really quick. So, peanut butter is one of those things. Chocolate's one of those things. Coffee's one of those ones. So these are the flavors that are a little hard. Teas are like that too. Like I've had teas where it tastes like the tea's just kind of like just adds a dirt note.
Yeah.
it might be great off the shake, and then by the time it steeps, it's like, okay, it tastes like dirt now. And that really disappoints me. Even if you put bright flavors in with it, I find that a lot of them are shake and vape with the
Well,
tea for
I
me.
don't want to waste that bottle. So what I'm probably going to do is mix it up with some banana and maybe coconut, and try to do something that way.
Yeah, Fitty, I think he actually likes those, so it might be tough to get him. IDT 10. But he'd probably be willing to send all the ones that he doesn't like. That's a good idea, though. A medicine flower line does definitely need to be represented as well. It has been a staple for a while. And with flavors like that. Oh, by the way, you know how a lot of times we'll sniff the flavor, decide if you want it in a mix? Don't make that mistake with the medicine flower. Don't. I mean, the blueberry note's there that's going to be there, but there's that strong, like, blueberry liqueur note that comes out that goes out with the steep that definitely comes forward. Now, what was I just talking about? Peanut butter what? Oh, peanut butter cup. Ooh. Ooh. Dave, what was it you used for chocolates in that? Because
Which one?
no, I think I know how I want to do it. I'm trying to figure out how I want to layer the chocolates because definitely want to use that medicine flower in this. But
Only
I don't
medicine.
want it to be. I don't want it to be
Sorry.
dark chocolate.
The only medicine flowers I have is bubblegum, nectarine, and tiramisu. Yeah, do something with
But I
that
need
tiramisu.
to add a creamy chocolate to it too. I'm trying to decide what one, and I also got to remember what one she's sensitive to because she doesn't like all of them. Let's see what we got. To cream it up. Oh, you know what? We'll just use Glamour chocolate. There we go. Good to go.
Have you tried that chocolate Deutsch?
Chocolate Deutsch? No.
Yeah. No? It's like a chocolate with a slight hint of coconut. It's good.
And we'll do the taffy peanut butter. And we got to add another little PBDX. Just to take a little of that, like, candied flavor out of that. There is a kind of almost taffy candy flavor to that. Let's see. There we go. We got 2 chocolate. And she wanted pumpkin, so we're going to add a little bit of VSO pumpkin. And no other pumpkin's really going to work for this. As much as I hate that, because we do have a lot of people that do watch from like, oh wait a minute, or would I be better off the pumpkin? No, you know what? I don't want the pumpkin. I want the great pumpkin fudge. And we'll keep it high like that. That's going to be good.
Huh. If it's the wrong flavor company, Fiddy, it's something changed in the ELR. So I'm pretty good with entries.
Yeah, a few of them are screwed up. Be patient. They have taken so many flavors out there. It's going to take some fixing in the end. I still need to go through mine. Getting ready to now that I've got the desk in place. Getting ready to start going through the flavors and see how I know there's a few hundred missing now.
Oh man, the thought of going through all my flavors would. Oh my god.
It's going to be daunting, but I think it'll work fine.
I've only got half of what you got, and I can't imagine having to go through everything.
It's all right. It'll be all good. I'm not worried. I'm not scared. It's in the end when it gets all fixed up, it won't be perfect even then. And as the big thing is it's the newer flavors I noticed that were getting screwed up the most, especially the ones that were released like at Nom Noms only. Easily misunderstood as a wrong flavor, thinking, oh, this person got it wrong, Flavor House, when it's really not. SSA released a lot of them that aren't on ELR anymore, or were, even if they got replaced. And check your recipes too, because even when they put the flavor back on, it doesn't always put it back in. I'll give you an example. The sour type lemon SSA did not go back onto my clown urine recipe. I had to manually change it, and it put in there that I had a natural lemon that I did not have because I never had the natural lemon. Which natural lemon does not give you nearly the same flavor as a sour. So it's like, check your recipes, especially the ones that go through them. Make sure they're the right one. And unfortunately, we had Daniel, not Sam, brought this up, that if it changed some of the older ones, what if you can't remember for sure? Do the best you can.
No, I can't remember. No.
Yeah.
I don't remember
If
what happened 5 minutes ago.
if it looks like the wrong one, it probably was. Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty good right where she is. And I'm going to mix this up for... This will be my other mix to mix other than the Choco Taco. Which is definitely going to happen today because, yes.
What's up, pig? What do you want? Oh, yes.
So I'll mix up the Choco Taco for myself and this for myself. And then she can, if I don't like it, she can have it. 5, 4... Wait for the delay. I'm gonna get shot. No.
Poor pig. Poor kid. Oh, yes.
But here we go. I'll throw this up here and show you guys what I did. I think this is going to turn out really good. If anyone has any suggestions...
That's my Choco Taco!
There's the delay. This is the mix right here. I think this will be good where it is. We have pumpkin fudge peanut butter cup. Dark chocolate medicine flour at 0.5%. Glamour chocolate mullenberry at 2%. Peanut butter DX TPA at 2%. Super sweet perulum at 1%. Do kind of like my desserts to have a little sweetness to them. Taffy peanut butter, super concentrated Wonder Flavors at 2%. And the Great Pumpkin Fudge one shot VSO at 5%. 5% might sound high, but you're going against some pretty dark, rich chocolate there. So... And it doesn't punch super hard in a mix. So I think that's going to be pretty good. It doesn't look too bad to make. I think I have most of it right out here, except for the Glamour chocolate's out right there too. I'm actually going to be good here. Nope, that's not Glamour chocolate. Yeah, it is. Right there it is. Glamour chocolate. This one's easier, but I'm also going to mix Rockies too. Fee, good to see you, Fee. This is where you snuck off to. I like that. Hunting him down. There's the dark chocolate medicine flour. Peanut butter DX is the one I'm going to have to dig out. But then I got the taffy right here. I did get caps for most of my bottles. That makes that life a lot easier. Don't have to sit there with the pipettes. Sorry, Toonie, but if I can use a squeeze bottle instead of pipettes, I'm going to. And I'll have to dig out the Great Pumpkin Fudge. And then Great Pumpkin Fudge and the Peanut Butter DX. And that's all I got to dig out. And that was easy. Great Pumpkin Fudge right where I thought it was. And that's Peanut Butter DPX's TPA. All right. So, Dave, any luck on finding those containers we've been looking for?
Which ones? For flavors?
For flavors, yeah.
No.
Right there she is. I've been looking. I would like to be able to organize them and find them regularly. It's not easy to dig them all out when they're not in alphabetical order, and you put them in a drawer like that where they're loose. Alphabetical order lasts about 10 seconds till you start digging for a flavor, and then they start tipping over, and then they're all mixed up again.
Well, I picked up an IKEA kind of metal drawer system that fits into my cupboard today. It's not bad,
Nice.
but it could be better.
If anyone has suggestions on ways, any types of organizers too, please let us know. DM me. Um, Not the only one looking for this. This has been a struggle for any mixer who has a fair amount of flavors. Trying to find them, and it is the makeup ones that seem to work well. If it'll work for like lipstick, or if it'll work for perfumes and stuff like that. The small perfume, the anything to hold like a 10 to 15 ml bottle, or preferably it will hold a 30. Not necessarily Swag's 30. These are a little bigger. I
My
did, like I said
problem,
before, I had a problem with that one. This tray here, I thought the same as that one. Turns out this one was different. They're a little too tight. I can't fit Swag's 30s in there. Just like a millimeter or two small.
see,
Millimeter or too small.
my problem is I've got three different 30 sizes, right? Tall, narrow bottle, which is miserable. It tips over all the time. The
Yep.
standard stuff like Capella comes in, and then Swag's bottles.
Yep.
And it's a pain in the ass.
It is. It's a constant learning curve too to try and get them. But trying to organize flavors, the quicker you can find them, the better off you are.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever organization works for you is going to be you. It's just like flavors is subjective. Okay, so first thing goes in. Here's that dark chocolate medicine flower. Yay. Uh, 0.13 for a 25. See that actually you can smell the that dark chocolate bitter note, the proper right off it. You don't smell the alcohol as much in that one, but you do smell it in the other.
Yeah, Rocky, if I had the room for the nail polish racks, I'd be all over that. That'd be phenomenal, but just don't have the room.
Yeah, the nail polish racks. Yeah, if I didn't have those stands up when I moved this over, I thought about that, possibly just putting up the racks on the wall. That might be a possibility to help with some because it's not like the flavors are gonna get less with noted going on. When I started putting all this decoration stuff up, I wasn't expecting to be on noted. I will say it's definitely increased the amount of flavors I've needed.
Plus, my problem too is I've got to have them inside with doors that can close because the kittens and the cats will just be all over them.
Yep.
They've already gotten three flavors, and I don't know where the hell they went to.
It's not. I don't have the kittens and the cats problem, but with the dogs, I still like to have them covered. That way, dust, dander. You can't help it
Yeah,
if you have dogs.
I'm worried too, 'cause I mean, all these ingredients are very, very dangerous to animals. PG, VG, that's very dangerous unless they have a huge amount of fresh water to drink if they get into it and they don't have enough. So,
And they're sweet, so they want them. That's the other thing to remember that animals will try to get into sweet liquids.
yeah, some like things like chocolate, very bad for dogs. Onion, very bad.
I'd be curious about that, but I mean, there's no way to test it without it potentially being hazardous. But like because they are super concentrated. I mean, they wouldn't be able to get as much out of it, but it's super concentrated, so it's got to have some
Yeah.
flavors to it. I will say it is harder to squeeze these bottles. The Wonder Flavors tester bottles, the original ones that come with from them for the testing, these ones,
Okay.
they're a little hard to squeeze with those caps, but still a heck of a lot easier than using pipettes. And now just peanut butter DX, same. This ought to be really good. I have a feeling. Really looking forward to this. And then it's the great pumpkin fudge, and then this is getting ready for nicotine. Well, wait a minute. Zero Nick, right? It's getting ready for the PG-VG. That's what it's getting ready for. Yeah. So, anybody getting excited for football season? I don't know how many footballer people we have in here. Lumi's not here, so she's not gonna yell at me. At least not maybe in chat, but I don't know. I got into it a little last year. That was Mallory Gates and Derek that got me back into football. I hadn't watched really football since I was younger. I used to watch it with my grandfather. Used to watch it a lot. And then I hadn't watched it in a long, long time. And then Mallory and Derek got me watching it again. My Bills actually did pretty good last year. There you go, Mallory. Yep. Hey, I did mention you. 26.61. Okay. No, I know there's a few people out there. I know TJ watches football. He's a Packers fan, I know. We got the New England fans. I think me and Addie Tooney might be the only Buffalo Bill fans in the entire group. It's very possible. Now, I got a good story behind that. I actually practiced with them in high school for football camp. So for me, it had a personal meaning to it. Bruce Smith, the middle linebacker, he actually taught me a lot on defense. We'll be forever grateful for that experience. So for me, that's my reasoning why I'm a fan of theirs, despite the fact that yeah. Go Pack, go! There we go. Bob's a Packers fan too. Okay, actually, I can't say nothing either. I used to like watching the Packers. My teams in the past, when I was watching my grandfather, was primarily the Bills and the Saints. Did actually like the 49ers for specific reasons, although I was never, I like the 49ers mostly because I like Montana. I actually still think he's my favorite quarterback of all time. And that includes the great one. And, for one, Montana didn't quite have the ego. This is kind of like the whole Jeff Gordon theory. I was never really a big fan of him. He was a good racer, yes. Never a fan because he had such a ego to him. And the wrong type of, like the rub you wrong ego. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's going to need a little bit of steep. I can taste that medicine flower in there, but oh, yes. So, did I go over this? I don't think I did. Here we go. Quickly, I'll throw it again and throw it. Medicine flower, 0.5, glamour chocolate, mullenberry, 2, peanut butter DX, 2, super sweet perulum, 1, taffy peanut butter wonder flavors, 2, and a great pumpkin fudge at 5. Now I'm tasting like the DX is one of the ones that needs to settle, and that medicine flower is gonna need to settle. The other chocolate, a little bit, but I believe this is gonna take about 4 or 5 days, at least maybe a week, to really settle into where it should be. So I'll be putting that on the desk and probably trying that next Saturday, testing it out live. Off the shake though, I can tell you it's not gonna be a bad vape. No question about it. It's gonna be a good one. I did not get the mystery flavor, but it is coming. So I've heard some good guesses, and if you guys want to guess in chat, I mean, this has been interesting feedback. I'm curious. I've had. I'm just curious because it's such a broad range of guesses I've heard so far. What's everybody thinking about the mystery flavor from Bull City? The ones that got it. I'd like to know what everybody's thinking. F1 racing, same thing. So watch that a lot. Back in the day with Grandpa, we used to watch horse racing too, derbies. I don't know. That did die with him. For me, it just wasn't the same. We even went down and watched the derbies in Pennsylvania. Some of the derby races.
Hmm.
Used to go down there. That's a good guess, Fiddy. From everything I've heard, that would make a lot of sense why it's going all over the place, but they all would have surround that flavor. Ooh. Fiddy. Just from the guesses I've received, I'd say Fiddy might be onto something. $27 bears. I'd almost say 27 fish. I've heard most people say they think it's a candy. Quite a few people think there's a strawberry to it. Yeah. Okay. Tropical and guava. It makes sense it would be something like that, though. Okay, so that was... Sam never actually said what his guess was, but he was pretty sure he knew what it was. That sounds like a pretty good guess. And that's without even getting the flavor, just from everybody else's guesses where they've been surrounding it. It's been like they couldn't quite place it as a single like candy flavor, but yeah. Okay. Very, very, very interesting if that's correct. That's something else. I didn't get into fantasy football this year. I should have. Been doing a tapology thing with meter and golf tee. That's been actually quite a bit of fun. Oh, okay. Awesome, Viddy. Could it be one of the rainbow fish flavors? Some of them have a little bit more of a citrus vibe to them. Did you order from Bull City and get the mystery flavor, Dave?
No. I try to limit my shipping from the U.S. It's too damn expensive.
I get that. Same reason why I try to limit my shipping from outside of the States as much as I can. It's not easy when they do a contest when all the flavors have to come from overseas, which I'm impatiently going to wait for now.
The UK is not bad though. The shipping from the UK is not bad at all, and even from Australia, it's not bad at all.
UK is actually, I think, slightly worse for us than it is for you.
Yeah.
Ironically. Which is weird because we're really basically right next to each other. I mean, how far apart are you from where my family lives?
Not
A couple
far
hours, 3-4 hours tops. It's like you get that close, and shipping costs outrageously a different amount.
And we also have a trade agreement with the UK, so it helps.
Yeah, I believe we have a decent trade agreement still with China because that's what's cheap for us.
Yeah.
China shipping. The Cowboys. Don't get me wrong. Emmitt Smith, great backer. No question about it. Aikman Aikman can suck a bag of dicks. I'm sorry. I did not like him either. Same reason, pretty much, as the others. Too damn cocky. Was never an Aikman fan. But
I'll
that's...
have it later. I'm just gonna try it.
Oh.
Sorry, homemade salmon.
Yep. Oh, nice. Exactly, Fitty. It's ironic that guessing the flavor is actually like the hardest thing to do.
What do you want? What do you
Cowboys were
want?
fun to watch. Really liked watching Emmett, especially when he ran the ball. Man, he was good.
Oh, you're getting fat.
Saints, I always used to like their defense. They had the best defense in the game forever, but they always got injuries, and their defense would practically win the game for them. Because almost every game they won, first half of the season was always like 7 to 14 points max game. Even if they lost, it was typically that. Until they'd get injuries and then they'd start losing. So I actually just like their defense. And then my grandfather liked a couple teams that I wasn't a big fan of. You know, he kind of liked the Seahawks for one. It's like Packers was kind of a neutral team, and originally when I was growing up, we hated the Patriots. But now that I'm over in New England, even before I moved to New England, they're actually fun to watch. I don't know. Wasn't even into football again, but Mallory and gonna blame Mallory and Derek. Yep, more Mallory. Ooh, here we go. We got more guesses going on. Shirley Temple Wonder flavors. I don't have that either. Oh, motorcycle racing fan. I used to watch a lot of it. Then they started doing the safety limiters and crap on some of the bikes. And it's like electronically limiting them so they couldn't go too fast and fun. And I do blame the when it really started to go sideways with motorcycle racing, when they started trying to add a little bit of safety to that one, was really the GSX 1000 when that came out, because that thing used to have a lot of torque in the corners. It used to kind of let loose. See, I actually preferred watching the Super Sport.
You ever watch sidecar racing out of the UK and places like that?
I've seen some of them. I used to watch some of those.
Nuts.
They are. Yep. Sidecar racing and the Harley racing. You had the old school Harleys and they'd race in the dirt tracks.
Oh,
Those
man.
guys are nuts. Wow,
Yeah.
you talk insane, because they're not riding. They're riding Harleys, but it's like I don't know if they are a Sportster, but it looked like a small Sportster. But they're racing these things like on a dirt track. It's like, you're nuts. You're absolutely freaking nuts. I've never seen. I mean, even you watch dirt bike racing. Regular dirt bike racing, they have bikes that are light, agile. You know, they can really whip them around. They're easy. But you're talking sturdy framed, hard riding bikes, and they're like pushing these things right sideways in a corner. Like that whole turn right to turn left thing is real on that one, because you pretty much have to, because your back tire is like pointing out into the woods while you're driving around a corner. It's like, whoa,
Yep.
no.
They're good.
Fun to
They're
watch.
good.
Fun to watch, but man, that never intrigued me. I actually wanted to race. They used to have amateur track racing over in New Hampshire, and I wanted to do that for the longest time, but it cost a small fortune to get in on the racing. Plus, you'd have to go through. You have to change your bike over. You got to get rid of your light on it and everything. By the time you're all done, it's going to cost you about what it costs for another bike, and then you can't ride your bike on the road while you're racing. It's like, I came close.
The old guy that lives near here, he used to have a Sportster with a sidecar, and this guy was nuts. He'd go like 5 blocks with the chair in the air. You know? Never could do that.
It's insanity. And then if you get past that point of no return, it's not forgiving. It goes
Oh no, yeah, you're done. This guy was, it was amazing. And when he was doing that, he must have been about 80 years old. Now he's like in his 90s, doesn't ride anymore.
My uncle, he used to do some stupid shit, but he had an actual Harley drag bike, and he used to run it up and down the street every once in a while, like full on drag bike. You got your rake and everything out, and he'd run that thing up and down the street. It's like the cops would come afterwards and ask him if he did. No, no, no.
Didn't
Been
see
parked the
nothing.
whole time. He didn't
Last
have
night,
it only for 1 year, but still.
last night
Maybe
a guy
two.
came up to me. They shoot movies around here all the time, so they want to pay me $800 a day for me to drive in the film with my bike with the sidecar.
Oh, you got a sidecar?
Yeah, I've got two Harleys, one with a sidecar and one without, and so they're gonna pay me $800 a day for however many days they need me. That's okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, why not? You pay for flavors.
Oh my God, it's 2008, really 25 years ago.
Yeah.
It really was ish, wasn't it? Damn, Rocky. That would have been about the time I was actually looking into racing over there. Because they had the amateur. It's like 2, 3 races a year they had for the amateur thing. I had the suit and everything. That wasn't a problem. Because I had to have that in order to put my bike on for the quarter-mile track at the airport.
Hmm, cool.
Not too bad. I got 9.8 seconds on that 1100. That was not made for it, with the rear tire spinning the whole time. If I could put it on all the power, that thing would probably have done 8-second quarters easy. Not bad for a 92. With a stage 3 jet kit and intake kit and ancient advancer and lots of other stuff done to it. But yeah, it was a fun bike. But there's a reason why that DID gold chain snapped like a twig.
Yeah, there's a lot of money involved with that.
Yeah, I had more money into the aftermarket parts than I did the bike.
Yeah, I believe it. That's a nice thing about a
Oh,
sidecar. You don't go fast. At least the type
nope.
of sidecar I have. You know, you can get crazy sidecars, but they're stupid expensive, and you keep pace with a Porsche, no problem. But I'm not gonna drop 20, 30,000 on just a sidecar.
No. No, you get a sidecar for cruising, not for racing. You
Exactly.
want to go racing, get yourself a you want a bike like feel, get yourself a spider or something. Or a trike. Trike would actually be better. You lay down more power. I was looking. Yeah, Elvis actually was not a bad actor. He was a pretty decent actor. I mean, you look at him compared to other people during that time period. He was actually a pretty good actor, which is something you don't hear and talk about much.
I remember
Oh
when
yeah,
he
it's about
passed, all my aunts were
15 years
crying.
ago. Having conversations about Elvis and chat.
Yeah, if you look into Colonel Tom Parker's background, I mean, he was a piece of work.
Yeah. Let's double check. I didn't check ATF. There's a good chance that some of these got switched over there. Browse this base. The last one on here was Tim B with his blueberry cream yogurt.
How much did he eat? How much did he eat? Oh, lovely.
Again, blueberry cream yogurt. Oh, wait a minute. I can make that now, I think. No, I don't have the frozen yogurt. Damn it. I do have the creamy yogurt now from Cap. Just don't have the frozen yogurt from Wonder Flavors. That's all I'm missing. But blueberry extra and blueberry jam, TPA blueberry extra, and then the Wonder Flavors blueberry jam super concentrate with boysenberry from Flavora. That sounds like a pretty solid base. That boysenberry will jam it up and make it gooey. Like, yeah. There we go. I love working on motorcycles myself. It's like someone asked me about working on cars the other day, and it's like, yeah, I'd work on cars because I have to. Work on motorcycles because I loved it. Love it. I don't mind turning wrenches, but it's so much easier when you can put a bike up on a lift. It's all nice right there for you versus a car where you put that up on a lift. Even if you do, you're underneath the damn thing at a weird angle. No, it's not the same.
Yeah, I wish I had a garage to get a nice bike lift. So much easier to change your oil when you have a bike lift.
Yep. It is. Hold on. Now he's got me curious about this Flavor West Sweet Blueberry. I have not even sniffed it yet. I know I have it. That's not in there. Candy flavor, banana cream. That's not Wonder Flavors. Flavor West. Blueberry sweet. There it is. Let's see what it smells like off the concentrate bottle.
I don't have it.
I just got it in yesterday, and I haven't smelled it yet. I haven't opened any of these yet. Now I'm curious. Talking about this, and the blueberry I have hopes for. Doesn't taste as rich. Well, it doesn't smell. Doesn't smell like it's going to be as rich as like their typical Flavor West blueberry, but it definitely does have a sweetness to that. I'm curious on that one though. Got a single flavor test set anyway, so. Yeah, Fiddy, I had to get it. But that's an issue with a lot of the creams. I will say the strawberry creams were all like that. At best, you can use them as a binder, but typically speaking, when you're doing anything with cream, you can make your own. You can make so much better than your own without even bothering with a binder. You can still make way better than what they come up with. And it's just adding extra flavor to bridge a gap that you might be able to close up completely almost without. Not a huge fan of some of those. Strawberries and cream was kind of a letdown.
I made a black cherry yogurt, but I think I have to go back and up the black cherry.
I gotta get back to this. What's up?
So you have more bridges on order, right?
No,
No?
not yet. I need to get some bridges. All I've got is that one that's got the coil in it. I forget what coil head it is.
What's that?
It just says
Adam,
2 coils on the box. It does if you look it up. I can tell what it is. But
Adam ordered what's the name of the one he ordered? Temporal or something like that?
he got the he's got the wicked in.
Yeah.
He ordered the I know he just ordered the Atom. And there's another one he has too. He has I just can't remember what the other one was.
I forget the name of it. Temporal or something like that that Grim Green was reviewing. It looked really good. Temporal? Something like that. Someone in chat, I'm sure, knows better than I.
Probably by the time I even find it. Yeah.
And it had a lot of room in it. Whatever one it was. Atemporal. That's it.
Yep.
Thank you, Bob.
The other one would kind of like, because I kind of liked how easy it looked to build, was the Psych one, from Cyclo Mods. The one that Nick built, Grim Green built that day.
Yeah.
It looked nice and easy. Those are the ones I think I'll prefer. The ones that'll definitely wick well because it wicks just go right out the ends. It's my issue with the bridge is the bridge actually has wicks that go down and it's
Oh,
more like an RDTA
you mean the
versus an
cables?
RTA. Yep. Oh, and the cable. That new one's interesting. I'll give it that. The new stubby one with the you can use a regular burrow in it,
Yes,
but
but
it does have the option for that huge honking thing that they got.
I don't know if you know who Tony McNamara is, Australian. Anyways, he's
Not off the top of my head.
super into the billet boxes, and he got a stubby, and it lasted 12 hours before it died. And I gotta wonder they if
Oh,
they know that because they're shipping the chip, an extra chip with it. So I'm
an extra.
wondering.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like Nick pulled out when he pulled out the other day on the vlog. He pulled out the
exactly,
extra
exactly.
chipset. Yeah, why would you want a chipset that comes out? And that might be it too. It might be a connection issue with just the way that it goes in because you don't have to solder it in, so it has connectors that connect to the
Yeah.
chipset.
No,
It
if
could
it
just
get
be need cleaning,
yeah,
but it might need
exactly.
constant cleaning. So
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, maybe it's some IPA once in a while with a Q-tip or something like that. But you really shouldn't have to be doing stuff like that for the price because they're like I think just a stubby is a what is it, 120 US, I think,
something like
maybe
that.
more.
It's near 100 and a quarter ish, some give or take. But that's innovation. I mean, there's an advantage though. If you're worried about your chipset going bad, you can at least get the chipset and replace it yourself without having to know anything serious.
Yeah, but I mean, if they
Is that
coded
worth?
if they coded it properly, maybe you wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, I'm
You know?
sure. I'm sure wherever it makes contact, you probably should clean those contacts every now and then. It's like anything with contacts. If it's not solidly soldered on, you might have to clean the contacts. But would that be worth not having to actually? Pretty much, as long as you can get that chipset, your device shouldn't go bad. As long as it turns out there's no issues like the Pulse AIO with
Hmm.
that cracked top issue,
Yeah.
which they
Now they
fixed, but they fixed in another version,
yeah.
and they didn't do a lot to fix it, just a little bit. So we'll see how those
Yeah.
last too.
Yeah, I mean they changed the type of plastic they use and they put a like a little rubber sorry, a little metal circle on top.
That's the other reason why I like this one because look, you got a
Yeah,
solid
it's
metal
solid.
piece between the two. You
Yeah.
don't have to worry. It's not going to like crack in between the two.
Yeah.
It has a solid metal piece to hold it in. And these things are cheap to replace this top plastic piece. And it comes with the one thing for the side by side. Here's a different part for the side by side, or you can use it without it if you want. So if you want your side by side just to show up, but this will protect your tank. If anybody saw the pictures on Instagram, that was me with the Nevermore tank, the one I have in Aggress here. I had this on it, and I like it. It works pretty damn good.
I mean, with the pulses, I mean they're not terribly expensive, so you can put up with a little bit of low quality. But something where you're spending 150 to 170, like Bob was saying, and plus for the bridges and everything. I don't know.
That I was thinking the same thing, and Kerplop actually answered it while I was about to say it, but I didn't want to interrupt you. His pulse has no cracks, and it's not a lug nut, and that could be the issue too. People tightening it down like it's got to be super super tight.
Yeah,
It's like this thing's made of plastic. You
yeah.
don't tighten it beyond that. And yes, plastic will eventually crack and give way, even if it's not overdone.
Plus, if it's really cheap plastic, it might be your juice weakening the plastic. Who knows?
That's probably not at this point. They haven't been out that long. But could it? Yes. If you're using
Wow.
like the same, if it has that same type of plastic in it, if you get a little juice on top over time, it could make it hard or soft and cause it to crack.
I had a K Fun with an Ultim tank on it. I think I used it maybe a week, and it turned to dust
Yeah.
with the citrus juice I was using. Same with Valhalla, the insert, same thing.
That's why they UV treat a lot of the plastics now to try and avoid that. They use the right plastics that are UV reactive, and then they UV treat it, and it helps. Doesn't stop all of it, but it helps with some of these concentrates from destroying the plastic.
Hmm.
You need contact, not crushed atoms. Exactly, Kerplop. I have a feeling if you look at some of the cracks on some of them, it does look like they might have torqued it down pretty tight.
Yeah, they're spider web cracks. So yeah,
The
probably.
the other thing, I forget who it was I think it was Nature Vapes, was talking about this piece on the front catching and tabbing up. If you evenly tighten them down, that doesn't really pop up. You don't have to hold that down with your fingernail. I haven't had a problem with it. So I think it's a matter of usage too. If you don't know what you're doing. Now I imagine if you were tightening it down the way he was and then holding your finger, and if you didn't hold it and then you tried to tighten it down afterwards, that could crack this plastic. It's a matter of usage. Some of it. But this will give me more options to try another way of vaping. That's why I want the RBA sections for people that burrow devices are becoming popular. Might want to do some testing on some burrow devices to see whether or not there's a different flavor change. I know there's a different flavor change between these. Major flavor change. So just even in MTL forms, because the burrow tank is more like a sub-ohm tank than it is actually even with the RBA section. It's like a rebuildable sub-ohm. It's just a proprietary tank. ATP sauce is W sauce, because W sauce actually is copyrighted. So it's Worcestershire sauce. I forget what he said ATP stood for, but yeah, it's
Over the pond.
Sauce. Over the pond
no.
sauce, yeah.
Something across the pond. Sorry,
across the pond. Across the pond sauce. Yep, simple rewick can make changes. Different coils make changes. It's just so many options. That's why you kind of gotta. We're all guilty of this. Most of us here, anyway. Not everybody. I have seen a few every now and then, but put on what you tested it on. If you really like a flavor and you're going back and this is one of your favorites, maybe go back and put in there what you tasted on, what you've tested on. That way there other people can get the same experience as you or as close to it as possible. Something we don't do often enough, and we probably should, especially if you're trying to compare. Here's the good thing that's going to happen. I happen to know for a fact that when we test this week for next week for the tart, Wayne's got the same setup as I got. If he tests on the same one, it's almost the same exact build too.
When are you going to start testing the Bueno?
The Bueno's already begun. I've got 2 of them. I can't remember which ones. It says they're over there. I moved everything when I moved the desk. I left them over there because I knew I had to let them steep anyway, and I'm trying to test them next to each other. So I'm kind of trying not to really dive into them too much until I get the others to compare it to.
I'm really curious to see how Addie's flavor comes out. Addie's recipe comes out, because it's a very simple recipe.
I'm curious. I'm curious on Rockies, to be honest with you. For someone who's blind mixed it looks pretty damn good. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know who's gonna. We're going out for authenticity is the way it's gonna be. Is which one's the most authentic. That doesn't mean it's the best tasting one. That's the worst part. We're not judging by who's got the best flavor here. It's which one tastes the most like the actual Bueno bar. Bueno is a chocolate with hazelnut cream like wafer inside.
I find it's
very unique.
Yeah, but I find it's a little bit like the Ferrero Rocher. That's what
It
I
is a
find.
little bit.
Yeah.
It is. Just a little less potent on the hazelnut, a little more creamy. But it is very similar to that.
Bueno is a poor man's Ferrero Rocher. Because Ferrero Rocher is very expensive compared to the Bueno.
It's the same company that makes the eggs, but the eggs suck in comparison to this. It's weird that they made two different, completely different candies that are so far from each other in quality. It's like they made the Kinder Bar marketed toward kids. They didn't give a crap what they put in it, and then they made the Kinder Egg, and then they made the Buenos that are like, oh my god, they're like delightful. They're not far behind an Aero Bar for flavor for loving.
That's going to be a hard challenge.
That's
Nailing
gonna
an
be tough.
arrow bar.
Yeah, that's gonna start thinking because that's gonna be coming. The Aero Bar challenge. Because I would absolutely die for that. Would be an ADV for me. It's kind of like the same reason I loved like Tom Lyford's Shamrock Cookie recipe. Same idea. It's just the Aero Bar is like
But which one? Because I mean, there's like
think of buying yourself a decent Chevy, and then you decide to upgrade to a Mercedes. It's kind of like the difference between the two. It's like you got a really nice one, but then you bought a better one. Yeah, that's the difference between an Aero Bar and a Shamrock Cookie.
But the arrow, I mean, they come in so many flavors. Which one are you going to try to mimic?
We'll go after mint.
Mint, eh?
Mint. That's the only one I've had for one, and that would be the flavor profile I'd love.
We get
That's
milk
one
chocolate, mint, dark chocolate, and orange.
But good luck though getting the orange one. Actually, I'm interested in too. But if anybody, the thing is going to be is trying to how do you get air taste in the vape without losing any of the other flavors. I know some of you can do it. I know you can. The hazelnut is like it's there, Viddy, but it's like hazelnut cream, so it's kind of like it's a soft hazelnut, but yet it's prominent. It's there. It's hard to describe that without having them. You can get them anywhere. Walmart sells them if you want to try them. But if you can't have the carbs, I get that too. I mean, I'm going to be sampling little bits of it while I'm testing too.
Yeah, someone jumped the gunny in and sent them a recipe.
Sent who?
The Bueno to Nick.
Oh yeah, but he dropped out of the contest and sent it.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Originally, he mixed it for the contest because he said it on the live, but then he dropped out of the contest and just sent it over.
Oh, okay.
So it won't be part of the contest because he said
Why
that.
Shouldn't he just wait it?
I would thought so, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why he did it the way he did it, but that is neither here nor there. It doesn't change the fact that these recipes are like freaking downright amazing. There's not a one of them I can look at and tell you that's not going to be tasty. There's not even one I can look at and say I don't think this is going to be tasty. I think all of them are going to be delicious. And that's something to be said. Like, yeah, it's like that's kind of what it is. It's almost like a wafer, but the wafer, it's getting the balance.
It's nailing that wafer is difficult because I don't know what they make that wafer from. It tastes almost like it's rice.
I'm seeing a lot of different variations for trying to nail that wafer. The chocolates, I've seen a very lot of similarities in trying to nail the chocolate. There's a slight variances, but that's also going to be a hard one to nail too because that chocolate. That's if you've had the eggs, don't compare that to the chocolate in those eggs.
No,
it's not the same. I just don't know who's going to be closest, and then it's going to be like I said, we're shooting for trying to pick the top 3. If it comes down to top 5, well, then we'll do that. We'll send them. But if it might be really hard to judge which ones are the most authentic and flavor wise. It's like I know Addie and them did a white chocolate version because Demilla can't have chocolate. Now, technically that's not in the thing, so it probably won't be part of the contest. But is it going to be something I mix and try? Yeah, probably because it looks pretty damn good. White chocolate version sounds pretty good. Cap wafer crunch, I made mine. Yep. See, that's just made you think though, and then you wound up getting it, didn't you? This might
Yeah, I,
change some things for me for mixing like wafer in candies. Once this gets done, it might change the way I mix.
see, I didn't order anything special for it. I just went into what I had and
Yep.
I just put it together. I think it tastes pretty good. We'll see. Either way, I don't care. It's fun just to do it. You
Yeah,
know.
like Bob was just saying, even if you don't like chocolate, these are like that hazelnut cream pulls you across that chocolate threshold
Yeah.
for the Bueno bar. It's just it works. Kind of like a Ferrero Rocher, where you get that and it kind of draws you in. Even if you're not a chocolate lover, you're like, I don't know if I like these, and they eat a third one and a fifth one and a 10th. The next thing you know, if you weren't diabetic, you might be now. See, not quite Nutella.
No,
It's
not
like
at all.
it's like creamier, and it's
Nutella's not a very high quality.
no,
Nutella is like they try to market it as, for breakfast and that it's garbage, you know.
it's different. See that and I can't even tell you I didn't even try to mix this because I knew that there's going to be plenty of testing to happen anyway. But I wound up picking up so many hazelnuts now because that's the big thing. If you noticed the recipes, the hazelnut is the part that everybody did different. There's no solid hazelnut combination throughout any of the recipes. So the chocolates, I think we're getting very similar on a few. There's a couple that are different. So maybe the chocolate make it. I don't know where we're going to wind up. Yeah, the crispy wafer is common in quite a few of them. Flavor House creamy hazelnuts in some of them. Vanilla cream too, TPA. Yeah,
I used four
yeah.
different chocolates in mine.
There are a few with dark chocolate from medicine flower in it. One of the reasons why I had to get the flavor also is quite a few with. That's why I wound up having to get the glamour chocolate that I didn't have yet, which I wanted to get anyway, both of them, so it worked out.
Did anyone cheat and look at the ingredients in
Yep.
a real
And that
one?
was the
Because I
and
did.
Bob added a little bit of the Inawera biscuit. Yep.
There's vanilla in the real McCoy.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to judge according to this. That's why I'm gonna actually literally when it comes down to the wire and find the ones that are closest after a couple weeks steep. That's why it's gonna take a little while. This is looking more like a Christmas time like gift for Nick. But not only is it a Christmas time gift, but we're gonna really celebrate this too in a big way. We'll do something special for the show because that is something. To nail this profile is not. It's a tough one. I'm glad that this is the one that was chosen. It was Nick mentioned it, if anybody can make it, and then Net Reality actually pushed for me to promote it, so I did. And it's like, okay, this is actually not a bad one. This is a good one because it's so delicate, the nuances and like the Aero bar is gonna be another one. But the thing with the Aero bar is not everybody can just grab an Aero bar to test with. The Bueno bars are actually a lot more commonly available than I thought they were. I thought they were UK only, but they're not. They used to be, but they're not anymore. Is that Bob's recipe right there? Or is this a new one? Yeah, it's the Bob recipe, yeah. See, he uses the cocoa. I noticed that so did
I did
Tribal
too.
Buddha uses like a type of cocoa. You use the cocoa.
Yeah, VSO cocoa.
He has the glamour chocolate in there, yep. There were a couple people that used the dark chocolate. The chocolates are pretty much like the best chocolates we have are showing up in there. I hear it beeping. It's in this room. I don't know what it is. Unfortunately, it's probably under a pile of something, so I apologize for that. Could be a timer or something's running out of battery.
I use nut mix in mine.
It just finished Fiddy on the 30th, the contest. It closed on the 30th. But it's still actively going because it's still got to be mixed. It might be the wine fridge. The door sometimes, if it gets vibrations just right, since it's been moved, because think it needs to be balanced better. But no, it's gonna be fun. And if it comes down to a tough choice, there might be extra judges added too. If it comes down to a really tough choice, so it probably won't be anybody that's active in the contest though. Nobody that actually put in a recipe, and it's obviously got to be someone who likes chocolate and hazelnut because it's necessary. Sorry, DeMillan, you're not part of the contest on this one because you're not gonna.
No.
This is the best pencil shaving flavor right here. Yeah, this is the one.
Anybody use English toffee, VSO?
Bob, did you have that in your original recipe? Because Bob had 2 and it narrowed it down to 1. Let's look at this. And people did put them on different ones, so.
I made it a point not to look at anybody else's recipe.
Yeah, it's tough. I have a feeling some of the later entries might have, but the earlier ones, they were similar, but they went in so fast next to each other, I highly doubt it.
I put mine together on July 23rd.
See, I'm looking at Kerplops right now. Kerplop did his. Yep, Kerplop's one of the ones that made me order for Hankson. Yep. See, now, the ringer actually kept his fairly simple. But I don't think that was his original recipe. I think he changed that up because I thought his other one was more complicated. He used that milky caramel fudge. I question that for authenticity a little bit, but then again, there is almost a caramel flavor to that cream. So maybe we'll see.
I put caramel in mine, VSO caramel.
I mean, Frank did a fresh raspberry lemonade Kinder. I know that's not for the Kinder challenge so much, but it's just kinder. But still looks tasty though for like a drink. Sifu's. Yeah, see, Sifu used Glamour chocolate. He used taro in his.
Maybe.
I wonder on these. Some of them are pretty interesting. Ian. I think that Ian .41 mag might be Ian Thomas. See, there's just so many variations of this. I love it. It's just gonna be fun to play with these. It really is. The dog agrees. It's gonna be fun. You hear him, Ronan? Oh, you also need it to mix Rocky's Choco Taco too. But definitely worth it. Rocky already put the recipe in. The site in a little earlier.
What?
Where to get it? As Rocky tuned me into the site and helped me out there and got that. Rocky, I owe you. No, it's just I'm looking at them and they're all different. Like it's all over the place. Trying to figure out who's gonna get this is gonna be tough. We got everything from Bourbon Aged Cream by Sir Mix-a-Lot is in this one. Which Bourbon Aged Cream is more of a vanilla. Like a vanilla cream more than his bourbon, so that makes it kind of, I don't know. Sorry guys, it's just one of those things. It's a deep dive. You look into it. Just hashtag Kinder, spelled the same. Hashtag Kinder in your search bar for ELR and for all the flavors. I think one person might have it up on VC as well, but I think it's also on the others. But we have some really, really interesting flavors profiles here, then they're all similar. What was it you were talking about with Toonies? Do you find it unique?
Because it was a very simple recipe. I'm curious to see how high he get it. Who knows? Maybe he'll win.
Maybe. He used the chocolate VSO and the glamour chocolate from Mullenberry for his chocolate layer. See, I thought about that, but I don't know. It might work. It's hard to say how that'll work. The chocolates are going to be like, that's going to be a taste subjective thing. That's the problem with that one. Chocolates, everybody tastes them a little different. My chocolate taste seems to be fairly neutral, so I'm not too worried about mine, but we'll see how other people taste it as well, because I'm not testing this alone. And let's see Paul's recipe, Canadian Vapor. See, he went with chocolate milk 1-on-1 in his. It's got glamour chocolate in it. S'mores cupcake, kind of a little chocolate note there. It's like he went more complicated too, but in a different direction. He's got molasses in his too. Now, that can make or break it, possibly, as far as authenticity. But is it going to make it or break it for flavor? No, it's probably going to be very tasty. I just can't tell. It's just too tough.
What?
Again, I'm trying to think of what the Kinder tastes like. It's like, it might. Oh, yeah, that sucks, Fiddy. I did that last night. We're listening to music instead of, I usually cast the TV, and when I cast the TV, I can tab out of the thing into, like, wanted to look at ELR last night. I went to go look at ELR for something. Actually, I think I was looking at the Kinder recipes. I went to go tab over and look at them again. And when I went to tab over, it stopped the music. Oh, yeah, I'm playing YouTube music, and I'm not casting the TV. I'm using the Bose. So it wouldn't let me. And I did it 4 or 5 times before I realized I realized it, but I kept forgetting. I'm so used to listening to music through the television. Sounds better on the Bose, though. And tabbing back and forth, and you can't tab out. It sucks. Oh, that sucks. That reminds me of the other day, Bob. Remember, what was it, when Lumi was in chat and Lumi got timed out, and like, what happened? Bunny kicked her phone. And she bumped it. It can happen. Animals sometimes do things. Yeah, see, I'm not sure, Ian. I don't think so either, but I'm not 100% sure. But then again, you're looking for most authentic. Could it be a part of the note? Could it be the note with the cream? Would it work? We're going to see. I'm finding the Kinder Bar Challenge to be extremely fun. The fact that it was open to everybody, and we got quite a few responses on it. And I can't wait for the Aero Bar one. But again, we're looking at probably starting that in like January. But you can start thinking and theory crafting it ahead of time. Or maybe even working on it. It is coming. The Mint Aero Bar Challenge is coming. You don't have to put it in yet. And that'll be the hashtag Aero when we do it, probably. AERO. I don't know. And I would and if this Kinder Bar comes out the way it should, if I don't get sick of it from vaping like 10,000 versions of it over and over again, if I don't get sick of this could be a daily. The Aero Bar, another one that could be a daily. I remember that, Bob. Yep. It was a fat finger thing, right? All I hear is Niners suck. Oh. All right. I'll start calling this out for today, and we'll start getting out of here. Let you guys enjoy your weekend. Tuesday, we never came up with any themes for Tuesday. Any ideas, Dave? What do we got working on? Something loose. Want to keep it nice and loose. Tuesday night is more for Swaggy. Actually, hold on. Let's see what Swaggy's releases are for this Tuesday. Base it off something there. Oh, we got some teas. Cherry Raw and Peach Raw, and then Earl Grey tea, Savannah Summer tea, Tart Crimson tea, berry tea. I wouldn't mind doing tea vapes actually on Tuesday. Tea actually reminds me of fall anyway. Fall's a tea thing for me anyway. I actually mentioned that to her where I was thinking about doing a fall tea vape, but then I told her I would make something that chocolate taco for her, so she's more interested in that. But tea vapes actually is, I don't know about you, but in the fall when it starts to get cooler out, I like a nice cup of tea.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And then at Savannah Summer Tea, it's the end of summer, perfect timing for that. Tart Crimson Tea Berry, that sounds like a fall thing. Yeah, try something different, Bob. And you don't have to mix along to whatever it is.
A floral
you
tea.
Want to throw
some
up,
sort.
some random up? Want to continue with a fall thing or do your own thing? Go ahead. Let's still get red out. Yeah, exactly, Ian. That arrow texture, how? If anybody can do it, I'm going to be forever in your debt.
When you bite into an arrow, you get the first chocolate you get is the hard shell. And then you get the softer, because it's all aerated, the next flavor, be it mint, orange, or whatever.
And then as it melts, if you let it melt in your mouth, you get a different flavor completely than if you like crunch through it. It's just different. Yep. So Tuesday we'll do tea flavors. Sounds good to me. I'll throw that up right after the stream. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Appreciate all the recipes for the Kinder Challenge. That was amazing. Get ready for the Arrow Challenge. It'll be a few months. You got time. It's not going to be a rush. It also gives you time to maybe get the flavorings you need to try. Thought ahead. I'm going to try and gather what flavors I think. I think a few of them I'm already gathering for the Kinder Challenge because it's probably some of these flavors that are the best go-tos to try and get that airy. But then again, saying we know a trick that we don't know or is going to figure out a trick. We shall see. Some very smart people in this chat, in this community. All right. Love you guys. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. I don't know what happened here. Oh, it's over here. That's why.
Goes back 1,000 years, Fiddy.
Yeah. And regardless of where your feelings were for the Queen, she was around for like entire lifetimes in that position. And has she's a mother, grandmother, family person, loved animals. Be kind and respectful. Love you guys. And hold on. Before we take off, I'm going to change the media source. Let's see. I don't know. I want something good to go out on. Hungry Like a Wolf was on the way in. That sounds good. But what do we want on the way out? How about House of the Rising Sun on the way out? That sounds good to me.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. All right. You guys have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. I will see you as many of you on Tuesday, maybe even some of you on Monday night for Noted. You have a great night. Enjoy
Frank's show tomorrow.
Yep, Frank's show tomorrow. That's right. I know Frank was off last week because he had last minute stuff, but we're back again tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Take care, all.
There is a house in New Orleans. They call